Hello viewers, welcome back to Daily Retro. Today we've got another episode of retro gaming news and additions for you guys. Been a couple of months since the last one. Reasoning for that is mainly down to time. Not been picking that much up either, so I thought I'd sort of wait a little bit and then give you guys a sort of more interesting episode where I've got more additions and news to talk about. So jumping straight into the news aspect side of things, I've seen that RetroTink have been continually updating their brand new RetroTink 5X. The 5X has had loads of firmware updates recently, and I think it's on version 2.7 now. I haven't actually got one myself yet, but I am very much thinking about getting one soon. There are consoles behind me that I could make very good use of it out of. But the firmware update seems to have added a lot more sort of different resolutions to the product. For those that don't know, it's about a $300 product, or 240 UK pounds, and it upscales 5x as clues in the name. Most of my HDMI upscalers, like the Rad2X adapters, are in the name again 2x, so they upscale 2 times resolution, they double it, whereas the 5x 5 times it. But yeah, that was a really interesting bit of news, and really good to see that RetroTink are sort of continually updating their really well made products. So secondly is I've seen that a modder that I've talked about before, Wheels Console Modifications, based in I think he's based in Kent or Folkestone, one or the other. He has released a Sega Saturn mod that uses the Fenrir ODE. So an ODE is an optical drive emulator, but what's different about his product, it means that instead of stripping out a Sega Saturn's disk drive to put in an ODE with an SD card and such, he has actually made a product where you can use an ODE or the disk drive. Very clever bit of engineering. I don't actually have a Sega Saturn. It's something I would love to own, mainly because of Sega Rally. But yeah, I thought that side of product innovation was very, very cool. And yeah, those are up for sale now. Based in the UK, so you can get one very quickly. And obviously, he will offer the service to upgrade your Sega Saturn as well. So finally, another new product on the retro scene. So there's a new Bluetooth adapter, receiver even, for the N64. This is made by a company called RetroTime. They're based in Germany. They were selling their product for about €40. They've already sold out, which is kind of unfortunate, but they are obviously planning to make more of these products because there was such demand for it. And what this product does is allow you to use pretty much any Bluetooth controller on your N64. So obviously at the moment you're kind of limited with what controllers you can use on the N64. There are obviously companies like Retro Fighters and Retrobit making controllers for the N64 that are Bluetooth, but they are just the one controller. And there's an adapter now that you can use any controller, which will save a lot of people money, because yeah, you're going to be able to use your controller on probably multiple consoles. Again, I just thought this was an amazing bit of innovation, that someone's taken the time to develop a product like that, and yeah, one I'll definitely try and obtain in the very near future. So moving on to some additions today. We've not got too much to show you, but sort of enough to occupy an episode, let's say. So half of it's from Birmingham Gaming Market, which was a couple of weeks ago now. I put a video out about that last week, which was just about the top 5 features. I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to just do the generic tour and pickups. And it was a lot shorter a video, which some people prefer. But yeah, anyway, I didn't pick up too much. So there was 2 games and 1 bit of merchandise, really. Picked up a very nice copy of Crazy Taxi on PS2. Platinum Edition, and this one was very clean. Not an expensive game, I think it was about £4, but just one I wanted to add to the collection for quite a while because it's a very fun arcade title. Didn't realise when I was ripping the ISO off the disc to try and play it on my PS2 hard drive that it's actually a CD-ROM. I've never seen that on a PS2 game. There aren't many, I don't think. But yeah, most of them are DVDs. So I tried to read it as a DVD, and my computer was like, "What are you doing?" But yeah, I managed to sort of get around it by telling it was a compact disc and reading it as like an audio disc. So that's going to be fun to play. And secondly is a very cheap title, but it's one I remember playing on the PS2, Medal of Honor Frontline. Yeah, the graphics at the time when I was very young playing this, you thought it was absolutely incredible. You felt like you were in World War II. I'm sure if I played it now, it wouldn't be quite as good. But it's always nice to have little stickers on it as well. It's got a 10 out of 10 review from PS World, and that was only a couple of quid, and again, very good condition. And lastly, from the market, we just got something I've never seen before, just to add to the plushie collection, and that is my favourite Pokemon, Psyduck. So yeah, this is a Tiger, made by Tiger, 22 years old, made in year 2000, so obviously around the sort of time that Pokemon was very, very popular on the Game Boy. But yeah, Psyduck is my favourite Pokemon, if you didn't know already from watching previous videos. And yeah, I saw this and I was like, yep, that's mine. Only a £5, so yeah, I couldn't say no. It was a bit filthy when I got it, but it went in the washing machine and now it looks great. And it's going to go up on the top shelf of the games room, and give me some eagle eyes every time I walk in. And then lastly, we've just got 4 different pickups. I think these are mostly from eBay, or I've just bought them new. So I sold my copies of Overcooked 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 4, completed both of those, but they were really, really good games, in favour of buying the complete Overcooked All You Can Eat collection. So All You Can Eat collection contains both games and all the DLCs. I haven't played all the DLCs, which was really cool, but me and the wife absolutely love this game. We'll definitely play through it again, and the Switch is a more relevant casual console for this game. And it was only £20. I think I sold the first 2 for almost that, so it cost me next to nothing to sort of upgrade to the All You Can Eat edition. And then lastly on the Switch we've got Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. So I didn't know about the existence of this till very recently, but I had Shovel Knight on the Wii U, and have since sold it. I think I bought it for about a tenner, and I sold it for about £31 recently. But this was 25, and it contains Shovel Knight the game obviously, and all the DLCs. But this version is co-op as standard. I think you needed the amiibo on the Wii U version to be able to sort of play co-op. But obviously the co-op aspect is nice for me and the wife to play together. And we've tried it one evening so far, and it was really, really good fun. A bit tricky game, but I'm sure we'll get used to it, and nowhere near as difficult as some co-op games we've tried. And then lastly, we've got a couple of PlayStation 4 titles. So this is a game that me and my wife have completed previously, but it was a digital download, so I thought I'd get it as a physical. And that is A Way Out. This is made by Hazelight Studios. If you don't already know, Hazelight Studios, they made It Takes Two last year, and that was a very, very good co-op campaign sort of career game. One of the most unique co-op experiences we've ever experienced. Yeah, that was a 10 out of 10 game of the year for me last year. But A Way Out was very, very good as well. This was released a few years prior, and you play 2 convicts who are trying to escape prison to sort of be reunited with their families, and they've both got 2 sort of different personalities where you've got to contend with and make decisions for. And yeah, it was a really, really well thought out co-op campaign. Highly recommended. I think the physical is about £25, which is obviously not cheap considering it's quite old, but yeah, I couldn't pass it up because I want to get this again in the future. And then lastly, this is honestly the cheapest PS4 brand new game you can buy at the moment, and that is Borderlands 3. So Borderlands 3 is literally only a £5 brand new game now. I'm not really sure why. It may well be that it's one of the last Borderlands ever made, but I'm currently playing through the Legendary Collection on the Switch, which contains games 1, 2 and the prequel, and then we'll obviously eventually get around to Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 has been sort of said by 2K Games that it will not be getting ported to the likes of the Nintendo Switch, which is a bit sad, but as it's cheap and it's on the PlayStation 4, which is a console I love playing, wasn't so bad. But yeah, really looking forward to get around to that. Obviously I have to complete the first few, but I'm already about halfway through the first game again. I absolutely love it. It's a great RPG shooter game. In between that, I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn at the moment. But yeah, I just love my RPGs, and yeah, could not pass that up for £5 brand new. And I recommend you don't pass it up either if you even slightly like the Borderlands series. So that's everything for this episode, guys. Hope you've enjoyed learning about the news and additions today. Leave a comment and a like down below if you've enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you very, very soon. Cheers.